Once upon a time, there was a story about a little boy and his trumpet and his brothers. They had enough time to make their way into the magical, mystical forest. They made their way through the woods, over the hills, and around the corner, till they found the magic rock. They pulled it back and turned it around. Poof! They entered the magical, mystical forest. It was an absolutely beautiful, sunny day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. And they had remembered from the night before that they had noticed something beautiful out in the distance, underneath the glistening waterfall, cascading into the beautiful, beautiful turquoise color water beneath. If they remember correctly, it was a beautiful mermaid. She had said, "You can always come back and meet the rest of her friends." They had such a wonderful time the other night that they decided to take her up on her offer. They didn't see her standing outside or sitting outside on the rocks at all. Perhaps she was under the water with her family. But, nevertheless, they knew exactly how to get back there. All right, I can't believe it. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We're going to finally see the rest of her family, like she said. Yeah, it sounds great. I can't wait. The little boy and his trumpet and his brothers walked all the way back and around, right to the water beneath the waterfall. A lot of crazy things has happened underneath this waterfall. If we remember correctly, there was a shiny object that we noticed. But this time, we're looking for our friends, the mermaid. They finally got to their location as the waters cascaded below, pulling up most beautiful, beautiful, effervescent bubbles and a smell of fresh, clean water, beautiful, crisp air, and a hint of lavender, as the lavender fields were in the distance, and they were down in the west winds, and you can always have and smell such a wonderful, wonderful smell. "I can't see her. What are we going to do?" "I don't know," said the youngest brother. "I think we need to just maybe get her attention somehow." "Well, I guess we'll have to go in the water." They jumped in the water and began to swim. Soon it became very, very playful. They had so much fun. They were splashing around. Then below they saw something flash. "Okay, here she comes. Here she comes." As they looked a little bit closer, "Stop, guys, don't move," so the water stops rippling. They looked below, and it didn't quite look like the mermaid. It was much, much larger. Guys? Yeah, I don't think that's a mermaid. Okay, well, I don't think it's going to harm us. All of a sudden, they felt a big, big swirl and twirl under the water. Guys, I don't know what that is. Here, let's get back a little bit. They started to swim away, and before you know it, this large silver object was floating underneath them. As they looked below, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Is that what I think it is? That is not a mermaid at all. It, in fact, is a large grouper. A large grouper? I love grouper. They held their breath and they swam down just below the surface enough to get the grouper's attention. All of a sudden, the bubbles started coming up. The boys surfaced as fast as they could. "Holy smokes, it's definitely a grouper." Before you know it, Mr. Grouper surfaced himself. "Well, hello, boys. How are you doing?" "Oh my goodness, we're doing great, Mr. Grouper. I don't think we've ever met you before." "Well, no, I don't think you've ever met me before. But I was just taking a swim
right under the waterfalls, as there's so many delicious fish, and I love schools of little fish. I like to play with them, even though I love to eat the algae and plankton.
Oh, you guys, I can't believe it. We're actually meeting Mr. Grouper.
Well, I'm getting awfully hungry. Do you care for having a little bit of algae lunch?
Oh, we love algae lunch salads. You mean a salad, right?
Oh, of course, you knew what I was saying. I'm getting so old and forgetful. Let's swim to the other side. Perhaps you can jump on my dorsal fin, and I will propel you there. Hop on, boys.
Little Boy with the Trumpet and his brothers were so happy. They jumped on the back of Mr. Grouper's dorsal fin, held on tight as they made their way to the opposite end of the water. Wow, this is great. I can't believe there's so much algae on this side.
Oh, this is my favorite secret spot. Nobody knows about it. Well, except you boys. We can enjoy ourselves with just a little bit of a nibble snack, and then we must be on our way.
The little boy with the trumpet and his brother said, "Yes, we need to get back before the sun goes down. Otherwise, it gets too late." "That's correct," said the middle brother. "We need to get back as soon as we can."
Well, without further ado, let's make our way back. Did you enjoy your algae salad?
"Oh, it was delicious," the boy said. "We love that. Our daddy makes what's called sushi."
Oh no, you're eating some of my friends, the tuna.
Well, we do love Mr. Tuna, and sometimes,
I know. It's just part of life. Well, I need to get back to my afternoon nap, and you boys need to go back home before the sun sets. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I can't wait for you to come back. Perhaps you could meet the rest of my group of family.
Yeah, that sounds great. And we were wondering, if we could see the mermaid.
Oh, the mermaid? I don't know what you're talking about. We haven't seen a mermaid here in a very long time.
Oh, well, she was here just the other night, the little boy with the trumpet said.
Remember, you are in the magical, mystical forest, and anything you think about and fathom will come true. Have a good night.
Wow, that was really great. I still believe that we saw the mermaid. Do you remember we saw the beautiful shiny hair from a distance? Definitely was. Well, let's get back before the sun goes down. Little Boy the Trumpet and his brothers made their way all the way back home just before the sun went down. Wow, that was great. What an experience. I don't think we've ever seen a grouper before. No, we never have. They made their way up, took a nice warm shower, put on their pajamas, and hopped into their nice warm beds.
They closed their eyes.
And their pillows so soft, and their eyes began to get heavier and heavier. And soon they were able to fall into a fast and deep sleep. Their eyes were so heavy, and their heads were so heavy, and the pillows were so soft. The beds were warm and comfy, and soon they began to fall deep into a sleep, and had wonderful dreams, and couldn't wait for tomorrow to come.